give me feedback, please. I really, really appreciate it. So good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, darlings. Thank you for coming on this very hot day already. Okay, so let's do some meditation together again, because we can. So good. Of course we can. Oh. All right. Just closing our eyes, our collective eyes. Thinking about why we're here again. How come? Why have we bothered? All of those things. Why are we here again? Always good to start with that. Why are we bothering? Why do we care? Why are we doing this? Deciding to do the best that you can, no matter what. No matter what's going on in the rest of your life. Being so thankful that we can do this. We have made the time. And we're here. For those of you watching online, please make it important enough to watch or not. Don't just, I say this every week, but it's important. Not just blah, 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 blah. Oh, Natalie's on, oh, blah, blah, blah. What's she talking about, blah, blah. Don't do that. It's not meditation. It's just another distraction, another thing you're adding to your busy day at home. When you're doing it at home, please find a place, nice, peaceful, or relatively peaceful, quiet place. Turn off your phone and do your best. Do your best. It's not for very long. Just unplug from the rest of your life, if you can. Much easier to do it here, much, much easier, where you're with other people who are doing the same thing. No distractions, really, except your mind, of course. A few bangs outside and things like that, motorbikes and trucks going past, but that's just life going on. We don't need to get involved in that. So having this time to spend practicing meditation, developing your mind, developing your awareness, finding some peace underneath all that drama, underneath all the stuff that's going on. Peaceful part of yourself. Your inner wisdom, yours, it's yours. We're developing that. So amazing we can do this. So for those of you at home, please do it or don't, one or the other. Switch me off or watch properly. We're so used to multitasking, and we do this at home all the time, always doing 6 things at once. All of us, we all do that. Nothing wrong with that, but this is not meditation. It's not practicing meditation. So very important. So my name's Natalie. This is our Tuesday morning class, as usual. Just practicing together, developing awareness of our mind, our thoughts, our thinking, how distracting they are, most of the time how meaningless and round and round and round, nothing much really happening in our mind. Just thoughts up and down, round and round, constantly thinking, dredging things up, planning things. So when we're watching this happen in our mind, sometimes we get very caught up in that, of course. We get caught up in this stuff, thinking it's real, but they're just thoughts. Thought is a thought is a thought. There's nothing there. Often it's coming from the past or working into the future, planning things in the future. But very seldom are we here right now. Just with this is why we use the breath to focus on, because it's always there. The breath is always there while we're alive. So we use the breath. Don't have to go and find any special tools or special equipment or special anything, just the breath. It's always there. So we've thought about why we're here, why we're bothering, and we include others, always. All the others that make up the world that we live in. First of all, we think about our friends and family and animals. People we're close to, people like us, people that think the same way, pretty much. People like us. Similar values. There's friends who are having a hard time at the moment, as so many people are, with the state of the world that we live in. So much going on in the world at the moment. So people who are close to us, thinking of them, including them and our animals, the animals that we care for. And then we include strangers. People we don't know, people not like us, different ways of doing things, different ideas, especially when we disagree with these strangers. We think they should do things differently or better, or somehow, if only they would listen to me. You know, strangers that we're sort of close to, but not really. Maybe we were once. Maybe they were people we really loved once upon a time, and now they've become a stranger. We don't know them anymore. We all have people like that. Great word, estrangement. I really like that word. Estrangement means that once you were close and now you're not. You are estranged. That's stranger. Good word. We think of the strangers that help us grow our food, fix our bodies, fix our plumbing, rescue people in floods and fires and danger, and those brave people that go in there to help others. Often volunteers, like the EFS, how amazing those people are. Fire. Often volunteers. Strangers will never know them, but they may save our life, save our house, save our animals. So many strangers that we owe our comfort, safety to. Include the strangers who are involved in war. Terrified, nowhere to go, or going back to where their home used to be and it's just a pile of rubble. Nothing left. Quite overwhelming, really, when we think about the scale of destruction in the world that's happening. Include people who are starving, living in poverty, homeless, desperate, in hospital, lonely, afraid. So many strangers. The world is made up of strangers mainly. We include all the animals that we eat, if we eat them, including them all. Their lives aren't unacknowledged. We acknowledge that we're eating an animal. It's once alive. Include, finally, people that cause harm to others consciously. They do it on purpose because they can, because they have power. Those people. As criminals who consciously hurt others. can't leave those people out. We can't push them away. We can't say, oh, well, no, I can't deal with that. No. I only want good, positive things in my life. There's so much negative stuff happening in the world. I'm very sensitive to that. We're human beings. We do have compassion for others. We haven't been brutalized and tortured and imprisoned till we change our mind. We have freedom. We can choose. So acknowledging that we are so fortunate. And we decide to use this time to the best of our ability. Best of our ability, no matter what. Seeing a bigger picture of the world that we live in. Knowing that we are part of it. That we make a difference in our world, in our little world. In our safe, comfortable world, we do make a difference. Practicing, developing our mind so that we become more useful to others who are not as fortunate as we are. So we have two little sessions of sitting. Have a break in the middle. Have a stretch if you wish. Sip of water now, if you wish. And it's very hot, but nice in here. Thank goodness for the air conditioning. And just knowing that it's really easy to sort of slump over forwards because it is warm, and forget about breathing. We start sort of slumping a bit and we're only breathing halfway down. This is what we do a lot. So keeping your back straight, so important, straight back. Roll your shoulders back a couple of times and let them drop. Opening our rib cage when we do that so we can breathe properly, all the way down. Not just halfway, all the way down. Touching the tip of your nose, that's the spot. It's where the breath enters and leaves the body. Floating away, we're not escaping. Just watching our thoughts as they go past. Not pushing them away, not wanting to have an empty mind. That's not possible. We don't have an empty mind, we have a busy mind. Notice that and lighten up. It's not a problem. Oh, it seems sometimes impossible to stick to the breath. Just lighten up and come back again. Start again. Just start again. That's it. Just start again. It's okay. Now, listening to the bell. Maybe take a couple of deeper or longer breaths to start with, just feeling your chest expand as you breathe in. And then relaxing as you let that breath go. Expanding and relaxing. It's a little pause between each breath. We can focus on the pause if you wish. The pause is also good to focus on. That little gap in between the breathing in and the breathing out. That's another thing that we can focus on. Letting the thoughts go past. Good thoughts, bad thoughts, they're just a distraction for now. And we're busy doing this. We are active. We're not passive. We're not just sitting here watching the breath. We're actually very involved. We're involved in this. Not just floating off somewhere else or finding some sort of peaceful island to sit on. Or not like that at all. We're just here in the Gompa, watching our breath. That's it. Training our mind to do one thing at a time. Just the breath. Because we can. We can choose. Just the breath that you're having. Focusing on that. Being here, not somewhere else. In your body, here. Just sitting, watching the breath. That's it. Nothing else to do. Choosing the breath. Eyes are gently closed. Little tiny smile, weeny smile, almost invisible. But we can feel that from the inside. We feel that smile inside. That helps us to lighten up. That helps us to be really here, not writing lists and playing soccer and things like that. Just lightening up, noticing that when those thoughts appear, and it's no big deal. Just notice and choose the breath, start again. We don't need to get involved in those thoughts. Not right now, no. Later for all that stuff. Right now we're practicing. Finding the source of peace that's within, underneath all the busyness and drama, underneath all the thinking, all the planning, all the history, all the I want, all of those things. Underneath it all, source of peace, already there. We're just uncovering it again. Who we really are. It's our inner wisdom, our Buddha nature. That's who we really are. Not this poor, distracted, exhausted human being running around aimlessly trying to fix the world and trying to make things better, and so sad. We waste so much time thinking that's not serving any purpose at all. Just round and round and round in circles. And we notice that, and it's great to notice that. Nothing wrong with that. We're living in a terribly complicated world at the moment. Of course we're distracted by everything and the latest bit of news and who said what to who and who's being invaded now, and just constant bombardment of information that really does no good for us at all. Not like it's real information. We don't even trust that anymore. So learning to go within, the source of peace that's within each one of us. We all have it. So valuable right now, in this time, in this world. To be able to stay stable and grounded. Being a more useful human being. From our inner wisdom, not our latest reaction to the latest bad news or trying to fix things. We spend so much time trying to fix things. Let's just step back a little and see that. And practice one breath at a time. That's it. Just one breath. Just the breath you're having. The present moment, that breath. That's where we really live. There is no past, there is no future. There is only the present. But we've forgotten that. Too much information. Too many people wanting our attention. We notice that. We're sensitive human beings. We notice that. We're exhausted by that. We're just learning to stay stable and grounded in our body, watching our breath. Let's go by. Good thought or a bad thought, just the same. It's a distraction. Choose the breath, start again. It's not like we're trying to escape somewhere else. Better. Just practicing meditation together because we can. Developing our mind because we can. Finding peace within because we can. We're not trying to switch off. We're not trying to shut down the world. We're not trying to pretend that everything's fine in the world, because it's not. It's not. Suffering, suffering world. Finding the source of peace within. Sometimes we might think that that's very selfish, just to be thinking about ourselves. But it's not. By taking care of ourselves, developing compassion and kindness for ourselves, we are so much more useful to others. Begin to see the world differently. Develop more compassion and kindness for others. People we don't like. Learning to step back, to pause. Learning to see where our thoughts are taking us. If I go down this path, it's going to end up in a disaster, I know. So I'll just pause for a moment. I'll just pause. I won't react instantly. I'll just take a moment. Take a moment. I'll lighten up. This is what we do. This is how we put it into practice in our everyday life. We just pause, remembering our inner wisdom, the source of peace that's within our Buddha nature. Just amazing that we have this ability, this potential. Every one of us. To keep your back straight. Taking time with each breath. Just have a little stretch. Stand up if you wish, sip of water. Sorry. Okay. You're noticing how hard this is sometimes. Maybe forcing yourself, maybe getting very frustrated because you can't stay with the breath for very long. The feeling that all this is a bit pointless and what good is it really doing? All of those negative sort of thoughts that we can have. Often we have those thoughts come and go. That's good. Good to notice. Oh, what's the point of all this stuff? You know, why am I here? You know, what? There's so much resistance sometimes. It's good to remember and notice that. We're not perfect. We're not good at this really. You know, one breath at a time. That's it. That's the level we're at. We are all beginners. We can't sit in some meditative silence for 2 hours and realize the meaning of life. All of those ideas. No, not all that stuff. No. We are practicing here because we can. Noticing there is resistance sometimes, trying to force ourselves, trying to make it happen, trying to wish that we were like it was last time. It was so good last time. Oh, I must have done something right last time. You know, this time I'm hopeless. We have so much negative talk, self-talk going on. Notice that. Notice it. And smile at yourself. Just smile. Okay. Back to the breath. Start again. Start again. It's no big deal. One breath at a time. That's it. Doing this together. Just start again. Back to the tip of the nose. Just start again. We can choose the breath. We can. We can start again. Without all the judgment, without all the criticism, without all the reasons why it's too hard. We can just start again with the next breath. Begin again. We're developing our inner wisdom, having confidence in that. Not being ruled so much by our thinking. Seeing there is a lot more to us than just our thoughts. So much more than just our thinking. That's just on the surface, the thinking part. So much more. We are incredible human beings with so many blessings. We forget that. We get stuck. We get stuck in our thinking, identifying with those thoughts, thinking that that's who we are. So much more than that. We have inner wisdom, Buddha nature. We all have it, not just a few special people. So amazing. Doesn't matter how far away you've gone. Doesn't matter how important that thought might seem. Right now, we're practicing meditation. That thought is just a distraction. Doesn't matter how important it is. Just let it go. And choose the breath, start again. One breath at a time. Sometimes we think important thoughts and good thoughts are better than negative thoughts and bad thoughts, but they're not. For now, they are just a distraction. Just something that our mind wants to get us involved in. Anything to stop us doing this one thing at a time. Mind gets very irritated by this. It's not easy. Most of us weren't doing this when we were 2 or 3 years old. As adults, when our mind is already fixed into some shape of who we think we are and what's important, and we already have these ideas of who we are. So really good to notice that as well, these fixed ideas. Very hard for us to find some space, some peace within our mind. Very difficult. We're not used to doing it at all. So we're practicing because we can, learning something new, something so important and valuable. Just one thought is, the thinking part of our mind is to focus on the breath. That's the thinking part. That's the thoughts. Following the breath. That's it. It's like we're switching over somehow. Watching the breath, not the thoughts. So in the last few minutes now, we think about how to remember, about how to put this into practice. How to remember to step back a little, how to pause before we jump in with our opinion and our anger, our fury, our upset about something. We just step back a little and pause. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. And pause. Allowing a little bit of time. Your inner wisdom to speak, to provide a different way of doing things, to suggest something. This is your inner wisdom. Perhaps I don't have to react like that. Perhaps I could just shut up for once. Perhaps I could just smile at myself. Perhaps I could just be quiet and listen rather than reacting, especially to negative things. We just want to jump in and fix it up straight away. So learning to pause. How do we remember to do this? Smile. That inner smile. Doesn't mean we feel superior, doesn't mean we feel better than someone, doesn't mean we feel smarter or more spiritual or anything like that. No. It's just we're remembering our inner wisdom, remembering who we really are, not this poor, chaotic, exhausted human being trying to make sense of the world. Just remembering our inner wisdom, the space, the peace within. And we all have it. Just learning about that now, at this stage of our life. We've got to make up for lost time. We weren't taught this when we were little ones. Being quiet. We offer the benefit of our practice together to others. Always. May all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings never be separated from the happiness that knows no suffering. And may all beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment and anger that hold some close and others distant. I dedicate the merit created by myself and others to the great enlightenment. And may the precious Buddha nature not yet born arise and grow. May that born have no decline but increase forevermore. Big stretch. Looking around. you, everyone. See you all next Tuesday. There is a wonderful teacher coming this weekend, Geshe Thupten Sherab, who's fantastic and speaks very good English, wonderful English, and he's a lovely, lovely man. Lovely, lovely, Geshe, Geshe. It's a Geshe. And he's fabulous. So I'm going to come to his teachings because I can and because he's fantastic. So he's also giving a public talk, I think, on Tuesday night. Yeah, Tuesday night, 7, that's here, which is about finding peace in the world anyway. But I thoroughly recommend him.